The Rio Xingu setup, getting ready for the nighttime feeding. Automatic feeder with the different types of pellet foods we use, with freshwater sponges added to them, different proteins, zucchinis for the berry and citrus xanthelis, the golden nugget plecos. I also just put some rapashi bottom scratcher in, which will do eventually in time move its way over to this portion of the aquarium where the water flow dead ends. So all the food typically will build up over there, and I use the automatic feeder on that side. So in the evening you'll get a concentration of the plecos and corridora. And the Similis cories are a very good cory that can take a lot of water flow and high temperatures that the Xingu setup puts out. These guys have been known to be found in portions of the Xingu, so it's not unlikely that they would be in there with the golden nuggets and the zebra plecos and the medusa plecos. They wouldn't necessarily be found in the rapids portion of the aquarium, but I like to keep them in here to maintain cleanliness. They're great foragers. Once again, they can handle the water flow. Right now we have, the flow is in its nighttime setting, so the cross wave generator is actually off. The two black water pumps on the left side of this screen are also off. So what you have running are the quiet one, 700 gallons per hour, and the Fluval FX6 with the Venturi valves, oxygenating the tank throughout the night. But I would say 3/4 of the water flow are turned down during the nighttime setting, so the fish can actually find the food. What I was trying to get video of is some rare video of a zebra coming out. There's 4 zebras in a setup. These guys are very, very secretive, and in a system with this much rock work, it's very easy for you not to see them. They're active at night with the golden nuggets, the medusa. Everybody's pretty much active. As you know, plecos are nocturnal fish. For dithers, I have found that the lemon tetras are also a nice Xingu, low-key Xingu species found in the river itself also. Not in the great abundance in portions of the Xingu, the lemon tetras are found. They can handle the temperatures, and they can also handle the water flow with ease. I would love to get my hands on some Xingu tetras, but they are very rare to get, very hard to come across. Let's get a little closer here. We can see one of my juvenile 177s popping out. This is one of 3 super young 177s we have growing out in this system, with some adult, subadult 177s. One of my long-term captives right there. My favorite fish, the fish that started the whole Xingu obsession and golden nugget obsession. This fish has been in my captivity for over 5.5, approaching 6 years. My wife and I have been together a little more than 7 years, and that fish has been with us for 6 of the 7 years. So you still have quite a bit of water flow, all the oxygenation going through. Just about, I would say roughly about 5,000 gallons an hour turned off for the nighttime feeding. So in time we're actually looking for the next alternative to size. I'm thinking a 125 will work nice. A 150 would work even better. But I think I can get away with a 125 with a big sump. So if I did a 125, I'd probably go with a 40 or a 50 gallon sump to increase the water volume. Remember, these fish do not utilize the vertical space. It's the horizontal space they're interested in. So the vertical space is kind of just water volume. And for me, my basement's kind of tight. The staircase is kind of tight. I'm probably better off just going with a 125, but adding a bigger sump to increase the water volume, and go from there. What we will do is we'll be separating the zebras and the Medusa plecos to be together in a system that we can focus on breeding the zebras and eventually the Medusa plecos. The golden nuggets will all go to the 125 where they can get the space they need to eventually get close to their adult size. The biggest golden nugget in this tank is the one I showed you earlier, my long-term captive, and that fish is just a little bit over 6.5 inches, maybe pushing 7, but it's mostly 6.5 inches. That fish is unfortunately probably just a little bit stunted. I'm hoping that I can, with their slow growth period, I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but my opinion is the fish is just a little bit stunted. As you know, a lot of these fish come into the hobby, they don't get enough of the nutrients they require or the right temperatures, and then they're also missing the other components, which is the water flow. Golden nugget plecos are a very, very particular species of pleco, which require high temperatures, high oxygen, high water flow, and lots of green foods to go along with some sponge type, freshwater sponge type foods, rapashi, all which, so all that type of stuff is very important to keep golden nuggets in captivity. Without that, you won't have success. And in my opinion, 95% of the fish, if not more, in the hobby die within the first 6 months. You have long-term success, design this system to mimic their environment, and you'll have no problems. So that's pretty much what I've been able to do here. Pretty much set up this tank to mimic their environment, and I've had 0 problems in maintaining golden nuggets ever since. So this has been over 5 years, five and a half years, where I've gotten to the point where I've learned from the fish, and I feel basically confident that in time I'll be able to get them to adult stage and eventually spawn them in captivity. Currently working on a auto water change system, so I'm looking to try to get water changes done daily. With this amount of water flow, the fecal matter usually gets trapped into the sponges pretty quickly, so then I can just maintain the sponges on a weekly basis, but not have to actually do physical water changes anymore. And then I'm also going to think of another method to to basically extract the poo that will develop in the evening in the left corner, which is where the water flow pretty much dead ends right there. So I'm working on something to extract that out of the system, get that out of the tank, and then eventually replenish the system with automatic water changes. So I'll figure out a way to get everything tied up, get the poo removed. Instead of recycling it through the system, get it out of the system every evening before the lights come on, and all the water flow kicks back in, which is close to 7,000 gallons an hour that goes through this tank on a daily basis. So this is Ron from FunctionBuilt-Aquatics, just a quick little update on the Rio Xingu setup and some of the changes we'll be making in the future. Thanks, guys. Please like, subscribe, leave comments, ask questions. If I can help you in any way, if you can help me in any way, if you have some information that you find I'm lacking, please feel free. Thank you very much. See you.